Hi guys, Jeff at Slavens Racing. This video is about the new Sidi Crossfire 3 boot for off-road, motocross, dual sport, adventure riders. And these boots are made in Italy. There's 3 companies that claim their boots are made in Italy, but only 2 of them are, Garnet and Sidi. Alpine Stars are made in Asia. If you want an Asian-made boot, that's what you should get. But if you want a high-quality Italian boot, this is the one. I also like the Garnets, but I've been wearing the Sidis for years and years and love them. And it's more of an old school approach. With Alpine Star, they want to give free boots to everybody and pay the top riders to wear their stuff and then make one-off boots for those top riders. With Sidi, it's more of build a quality product and they will come. They obviously have a few riders that they sponsor, but very few. And they just believe in building a quality product and that people will want that and buy it. And I like that strategy as opposed to just market people to death and talk them into buying something that's not what they say it is. So I've met with the people from Sidi Factory. I've had dinner with them. They're excellent people. They're definitely committed to footwear. They only make boots and shoes, the bicycle shoes. And they don't make riding gear and t-shirts and 9,000 other little blingy items. They focus on boots. And it's kind of like the old days of Henry Ford making Model Ts. They rolled in steel and rubber in the back door, and out the front door came new cars. Kind of the same way here. They've got a lot of great ladies there. They've been there with that company 25, 30 or more years that know these boots inside and out, and they're skilled craftsmen. They're not just building some widget. So from here I'm going to explain the general details of the Crossfire line. I'm not going to give you all those nitty-gritty little nitpicky details that you could care less about on the fabrics and yada yada yada. If you want that kind of a video, you're on the wrong channel. You need to get on one of those Slick Willie channels that, you know, where they talk 90 miles an hour and read from a script. That's not me. You're not going to get that on my channel. I ride and I tell you about the products that I use when I ride. And I've been, like I said before, I've been using these for years. Excellent product. So what they've done this year is they've expanded the toe box. So this area here is called the toe box, and they've made it a little bit wider and a little bit taller, so it's just a little more comfortable, especially for guys with wider feet, or if you're, you know, like to wear a couple layers of socks or whatever your deal is, you know, if you're wearing these in the winter time. So they are a little more comfortable this year, just a little bit bigger fit. They've also added this limiting feature to the pivoting of the boot so that you can't hyperextend. You can see it right here to where you can only go so far either direction. And you can see here that the boot's very flexible, but yet it's stiff and supportive and gives you excellent protection. What else have they done? Let's see. So this is the this is the TA model. So it has a sew-on sole. So I'm going to come back to that in a minute. And this is the SR model, SRS, which means sole replacement system. So these little screws here, you just push down on them and turn them a half a turn, and you can pop the sole right out, and and change them in just a couple minutes. Now in the past, the sole was full length, and when the boots got older and stuff, or kind of depending on how you used them or how you ride, sometimes the front edge would start to curl up a little bit. So they were just trying to address that issue. So the back, the toe piece and then the heel piece are both fixed now, and you can just replace this 3/4 sole because this is the part that gets damaged from your foot pegs. As far as general features on the Crossfire line, it's the same with all their lines. All their boots, they've got these great buckles. They've been using the same system for years. It's really easy. You just push up on this, and then you can slide this in and out and change the adjustment of it. And it's just that simple to get in and out of them. I mean, they're super simple. Let me think here. And then also this screw, Now they use just a one screw system here so that the buckle can actually flex back and forth this way some. That also adds to the comfort of the boot. And then they've got a removable insole, so the piece down inside. And why do you care about that? Well, for one thing, those things can get pretty old, stinky, and break down over time, so you can replace them. But for me, like, I've got one foot that's a little bit bigger than the other because I damaged it, broke it pretty bad one time years ago, and for many years it was bigger than the other one. So for that foot, I would take the insole out. Sounds like it would be uncomfortable, but it was not at all. And then all the Sidi boots, they kind of focus on a narrow profile because you don't want a big bulky boot. I mean, that'd be like wearing a big ski boot when you're out riding. And they don't use the booty like Alpine Star does. The booty makes it bigger, all through here, bigger and bulky, less feel, Like any other guy, I like a nice booty. I just don't want it in my inside of there. I'd rather have it in a nice pair of tight jeans. So those are just some of the general features of the Crossfire 3. Oh, I forgot one. For guys with big calves, you can undo these screws right here, and then this will expand out. So, I've got one friend who's got huge calves, and these work for him. He just changes the position. When you undo this, it's easy to figure out. There's other position of holes that you can use there. And then back to the upgrades for this boot. They've got the new colorways. They've got the 3/4 sole. They've got the ankle protection for the hyperextension. They've also improved the gaiter just a little bit in here. I'm not going to tell you about the material. Who cares? It's just a more comfortable material that works better. And I think that's about all the features on this SR model. So this is the TA model, which this part of the boot is all the same. This boot has got a stiffer platform through here to hold this screw retention system. And so that makes this boot stiffer. So if you're really doing a lot of big jumps, that's a big plus. Or if you're just hard on boots and you just want more rigidity through here, then this is the way to go. If you get off your bike and walk to check out some trails, or if you're carrying a chainsaw and you're doing, hopping off the bike and walking up to trees and cutting them out of the way, this boot's a little more comfortable. I've got both. I love them both. I tend to use this boot when I'm out doing trail maintenance days. Other than that, I think that about covers it. You can see there's just some small venting through here. I should go over just the general construction of the boot. So you can see here the material, which in the old days this would be a leather material, but now most of the manufacturers have gone to a synthetic material, so a man-made leather imitation basically. And the reason they've done that is because, one, pricing, leather costs, but more so they've done it to make a better product. So this product is more stable. It's not as affected by water, the abuse that we do to these things, super high heat, leaving them out sitting in your backyard overnight or whatever. This material is just a lot more stable, and it's underneath the whole. So they basically build the boot out of this material first, then they wrap it with the plastic. So the plastic is for protection. The other material is the basic foundation of the boot. I think that pretty well covers the boot. So free freight on all boots, and then we've also got a free exchange program, so we'll exchange them once for free. So if you order them and they don't fit quite right and you want to exchange them for another size, you get one free exchange on that. Then also below the video in the description section, there's going to be a link to these boots, and there's also a link there to our YouTube channel, and please subscribe to that. That gets you all of our videos as soon as they're posted, and you get the whole shot on them. I think that's all for now.